of the meeting is to make sure that those who are with us, who are sponsors, co-sponsors, partners, part of our production management team of Harlem Week, get a full understanding on what we're doing and how it's going to happen. So let me then talk about some of that which we've been doing since March. We got all caught up in the first pandemic, which is the COVID-19 in March. And during that time, we have structured food distribution programs. You should know that on each day of the week, 5 days from Tuesday through Saturday, we are distributing in excess of 1,400 meals per day at Salem United Methodist Church, West 129th Street and Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard from the hours of 11 until 3, fully prepared meals. We are also twice a week distributing package of food items, box items, can items, container items for the people from the arts and culture community. As it relates to the 1,400 that we do 5 days a week, it is earmarked towards needy seniors, hungry families, and the homeless. There is, many of you have heard, and maybe you haven't experienced it, but there is a food desert out there, and we only anticipate that it will get worse based on the prognosis we have for the continuance of the COVID-19 pandemic. When we started on this, we thought we would feed people from April through the end of June. The demand has only increased each and every week, so that's part of what we're doing. As it relates to PPE distributions, we are focused on community-based organizations, senior centers, youth programs, and small businesses who need PPE items. We're giving them masks, thermometers, gloves, and hand sanitizers. And we are also helping our small businesses and our small community-based organizations with PPE assistance to make sure that they can get funding and grants and loans. Each week, the Chamber organizes meetings of the elected officials, community leaders, heads of educational institutions, hospitals, civil rights groups, civic groups, etc., to make sure that we are communicating with each other. We need your support to continue our efforts to feed people and to give the PPE and other assistance. And we're inviting you to go to greaterharlemchamber.com, greaterharlemchamber.com, and go to our support Harlem icon on greaterharlemchamber.com. Make a contribution, or you can call us at 212-862-7200, 212-862-7200 for any information, or we invite you to send a contribution by check or money order to greaterharlemchamber.com. I'm sorry, Greater Harlem Chamber, I'm mixing up addresses. Greater Harlem Chamber of Commerce at 200A West 136th Street, New York, New York 10030. That's Greater Harlem Chamber of Commerce, 200A, and that's West 136th Street, New York 10030. And you can make your check payable to GHCC Community Fund, and any amount that you make a contribution on, we would appreciate it. No amount is too small, no amount is too big. because we're going to have to continue supporting the New York community and our community for a long time to come. So please join with us. We thank so many of you who are on this call who have already made contributions and who have made, in some instances, more than one. So please do support our effort. We need your support. The seniors are struggling out there. Families are hungry, and the homeless has been forgotten. So let's do what we can to assist. We're going to give you today a general overview of Harlem Week. And the theme of Harlem Week this year, ironically, we created this theme in January of this year prior to COVID, not knowing it was coming. And the theme that we created was movement of the people. It connects so well with the movement taking place today, the marches, the demonstrations, the COVID movement, issues with the census and the upcoming elections, etc. So our theme is movement of the people. And we want you to be a part of that movement. Obviously you are, because you're on this call with us right now. So without further ado, with our movement of the people theme, I turn it over to Vosa Rivers. So if we can unmute Vosa Rivers, and then we have Marco Nobles, Dion Livingston, Ricketts, Michael Capriasso, and a number of others who are going to give us updates. So Vosa, I turn it to you.
You can unmute yourself, Vosa.
Vosa, we're waiting for you to unmute yourself.
Go ahead, Vosa. I got you.
Thank you. I want to just say a welcome to everyone on the call. It's just very, very important that we started sharing with you what started as a one-day Harlem Festival in 1974 has expanded substantially over the past 45 years. As we embark on Harlem Week 2020, we are presenting exciting and new virtual program as Harlem is on Harlem's footprint from local, regional, and global. So in a very short time, we're going to take you through what the elements are.
Go right ahead, Vosa.
Our first respondent will be our first Harlem Week Executive Board member, Marcos Nobles, that will talk about the Harlem Week itinerary.
Hello, everyone, once again. For those of you who were with us a couple of weeks ago, thank you for coming back, and you will see the growth just in a couple of weeks in terms of what we've been able to do and start to outline where we are. Hopefully everyone can see my screen. At least Clayton, give me a thumbs up to let me know if okay, great. So everybody can see the screen. So as you heard, Harlem Week 2020, our theme is movement of the people. Our virtual festival on the Harlem Week website, where everyone will be able to okay, we've lost the screen. We'll try to bring it back. There we go. There we go. So on our Harlem Week website, you will be able to attend all of the Harlem Week events, and our guests and attendees will be able to attend. And obviously, because we are online and we are virtual, we will transition from a festival that has been one of the largest festivals regionally and people traveling from around the world to visit. Now Harlem Week goes to the world. There are a number of scheduled highlights that you will see as we go through. every day there will be regular daily events that we'll be able to see and participate in. First of all, the Support Harlem Now virtual 5K run. Traditionally, we have our 5K run that takes place towards the end of Harlem Week that we do in partnership with New York Roadrunners. This year, that will happen every day during Harlem Week, taking place from Sunday, August 16th through Sunday, August 23rd. Also daily, we will have our Children's Corner that will feature Books on the Move, a reading program courtesy of New Jersey Performing Arts Center, Sing Harlem Choir, Studio Museum in Harlem with special programming, Kids in the Kitchen, cooking demonstrations for children with their parents, Uptown Dance Academy performances from Impact Repertory Theater, and more. Dance workshops will take place every day. We will have our virtual exhibitor and vendor village. Everyone is used to our exhibitors that we have, whether it's on 135th Street or within our events like Economic Development Day or Senior Citizens Day. Every day during Harlem Week, we will have our virtual exhibitor and vendor village where people can shop online during Harlem Week with some of the vendors that people come to know and love. Our Harlem Week Imagination Film Festival, which traditionally will take place over 2 days during Harlem Week, will take place during every day of Harlem Week. Some of the featured films include acclaimed films like The Black Panthers, Vanguard of the Revolution, Decade of Fire, Soul of the Game, Stormy Weather, and a number of others. Each day from Monday, August 17th through Saturday, August 22nd at 5 p.m., we will have our Harlem Week at Home Dance Party that will take place. Each day we will also have artist talks and performances. Some of those include folks like Wynton Marsalis, Melba Moore. We have a special performance coming from the Broadway show, The Girl from the North Country, which features music written by Bob Dylan, and will have a special performance of a song that Bob Dylan wrote while he was living in Harlem. For those who may not know, Bob Dylan lived in Harlem on 138th Street for a number of years and raised his family in Harlem, and there's going to be a performance of one of the songs he wrote during that time during Harlem Week. We will have artist talks and performances from the Apollo Theater and much more. So as we get into the day-by-day activities, Sunday, August 16th, you will see we have a great day in Harlem, which is traditionally our first public event, and it will similarly be our first event of our virtual Harlem Week Festival, featuring performances from NJ Pack, Lincoln Center, a special performance of the dance piece Grace by the Alvin Ailey Dance Company, Impact Repertory Theater, Hezekiah Walker, Harlem Music Festival All-Star, Ray Chu, and many others. Monday, August 17th, we will have a special Black-owned business panel discussion that will be presented by Whole Foods. She at Whole Foods has worked with us really since our last meeting, and we have been able to schedule an event that we look forward to. Our youth conference and hackathon will also take place on August 17th. August 18th, we have two major conference and summits. Our Economic Development Conference will take place on August 18th, as well as the COVID-19 Summit. You'll hear more about the COVID-19 Summit a little bit later on in the meeting. Wednesday, August 19th, we have a Jobs and Career Fair. As Lloyd has mentioned in a previous meeting, and you'll hear again today, when we met during Harlem Week, during our Harlem Week planning sessions in January, we talked about the need for a Jobs and Career Fair. With everything that has happened since January, the need is ever greater. So we will have a virtual Jobs and Career Fair on August 19th, which will also feature a special panel discussion on job opportunities on Broadway, in front of and behind the scenes. So that is something that we are doing in conjunction with the Schubert organization. You'll hear a little bit more about that later on in the meeting as well. Also on August 19th, courtesy of Lincoln Center, there will be a special premiere of the Black Clown podcast. The Black Clown is a piece that was written by Langston Hughes, and it has been reinterpreted and reimagined as a musical that was presented by Lincoln Center. I believe it was in 2018, and it is now being created as a podcast. The premiere of the first episode of that podcast, video podcast, will be presented during Harlem Week on August 19th. On August 20th, there will be a courtesy of Image Nation as a part of our Harlem Week Image Nation Film Festival, the Cinema and Social Change panel discussion that also fits with our Systemic Racism Summit that, again, you will hear more about. That is also on August 20th. On August 21st, we have our Senior Citizens Day. For many years, we have deemed that, rightfully so, as the most important day of Harlem Week. It will include health panel discussions, very popular demystifying technology panel discussion. There will also be senior exercise at home activities that seniors can participate in. We move to August 22nd, where we will have the Spelling Bee taking place virtually, the Apollo Team Takeover event that will take place, educational cooking demos featuring Harlem chefs, courtesy of Whole Foods. We also will have a Harlem Week fashion show that will include a salute to Black designers, fashion panel that is titled Navigating the New Normal, and there will also be a fireside chat with Indira Sweetney, who is the wife of former New York Knicks basketball player Mike Sweetney, which will look at the behind the scenes of producing the Harlem Week fashion shows. And then, of course, on August 23rd, we conclude with Harlem Day that will feature Sunday Sermon with DJ Storm and Norman, performances from Lincoln Center that salute 100th anniversary of the Harlem Renaissance, hip-hop legend Dougie Fresh, performances from original hip-hop pioneers, courtesy of the Hip Hop Hall of Fame and Museum. We'll have the Harlem Music Festival All-Star Band featuring Ray Chu and special guests, and a special performance of the dance classic Revelations by Alvin Ailey Dance Company, and much, much more. So that's just some. I mean, obviously, it is very fluid. I will say that it's scheduled, subject to change, as any schedule in this scenario might be, but it's very interesting and a lot of fun is that, you know, Harlem Week is happening virtually. We get to share with the world what many of us have come to know and love about Harlem Week in terms of the information that is shared, the family reunion aspect that we all enjoy, being able to shop with local businesses, and we, in this case, now get to share our messages with the world. So we invite you, if you have not yet, to look at what fits for you and how you can participate in one day or multiple days of Harlem Week.
Marco, I want to thank you. I think everyone is giving you a standing ovation. I'm hoping at this point that Dion Livingston can join with us at this point, who's the executive board member of Harlem Week, and give us information on the virtual platform. So Dion, are you able to now join in and give us that information?
Lloyd, I'm actually, can you hear me?
We need you to project more, Dion.
Okay, Winston, I can barely hear him.
Just project more, Dion.
Oh, okay. All right, yes, I'm sorry, y'all. We are at the point, and Robert Allen is in as well, who's going to be doing everything. Oh, Lloyd, I just came on. Hold on. I'm in, Lloyd, so I'm switching to the other to actually talk. I'm bringing it up.
Dion, are you there?
Yeah, I'm unmuted, Lloyd.
Okay.
I'm in, so, yeah, everybody can hear me. And I'm sorry that I missed what you said before where I was trying to get in. we are moving along well. I have to applaud Winston and Marco and Ade and Voza and Dietrich and Linda, who have done a tremendous effort of moving us along as far as content and putting a very unique experience together that only Harlem Week can do it. We will have a tremendous amount of content for 8 days. Clayton is putting together a great aspect from our technical side. The Children's Expo and Fair is coming along incredibly well with a lot of additional things we can do digitally now. The experience I'm right now working on a restaurant week experience in which we've asked some of the restaurants from Harlem to give us a signature entree as well, or a signature dessert, and we're going to feature them on Harlem Week Restaurant Row, so the world can see all the diversity that Harlem has. We asked them to give us a 10-minute video of that item and some information on their restaurant that we can spread with the world. So we are putting together the amount of content, and I apologize I didn't hear earlier if I repeat anything, the amount of content that's coming together from the entertainment side, from the art side, from the technical side, from the social awareness side, from the political side, is truly overwhelming and impressive. And Lloyd, hopefully I covered what you wanted me to cover, and I can answer any questions you want to as well. And Robert Allen should be in there as well, who is putting together everything for us from a technical side.
Well, Dion, we're going to move the agenda at the end of the meeting. We will share with everyone who has any questions who they should contact with, and they'll be able to know how to reach you and how to reach Robert and anyone else, because there are multiple questions that they will have about what the heck a virtual 5K run means and any other things. I've been asked those questions, and I've been very comfortable in deferring it to the experts. Thank you for your presentation.
Yeah, thank you, Lloyd. And the one thing I'll say, if somebody has an interest, we can send you, and this is Robert's idea, we can send you what a virtual booth would look like and the interaction you can have. And you'll be surprised to what level you can have interaction and to what level our virtual Harlem Week will allow you to display your product and services. Thank you.
Okay, and then also one of the things that is very clear that persons will be hearing in the presentation is the dramatically expanded audience that we now have, which is estimated to be at least 150,000 people during that timeline. So you'll be able to reach audiences in New York, in the tri-state region, nationally and internationally. I'm going to ask Patricia Ricketts, our Vice President of the Chamber, to give us a brief update on the COVID-19 Regional Summit. Patricia.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Patricia Ricketts speaking. Thank you for joining us this afternoon and making time to hear.
You have to project more, Patricia.
Okay, sorry. Thank you. Can you hear me now better?
A little better.
All right. So thank you, everyone, for joining and making the time to hear about what we're doing for Harlem Week 2020. We're very excited to be bringing you not only the entertainment segments, but also the summit. And the summit that I'm going to speak about is the COVID-19 Regional Summit. When the pandemic struck—
Patricia, you're going to have to project more.
Okay. I'm not sure why it's not going up. Let me just try something else.
But do the best you can.
Okay. So when the pandemic struck, the Chamber decided that we really needed to focus on what we could do in our communities to help alleviate some of the problems and issues that were being created. And so what we have done is work with a team of doctors, nurses, researchers, scientists, etc., to work on this on the pandemic. As a result of that, we are now going to be doing the COVID-19 Regional Summit, which is entitled "The Disproportionate Impact on COVID-19 on People of Color." And so we invite you to be a part of this wonderful COVID summit that is going to happen on Tuesday, August 18th, where you will hear from leaders in the field, subject matter experts, talking about the issues of disparities, access, mental health issues, and the impact on the community. And again, it's August 18th, the COVID-19 Regional Summit. If you'd like more information about it or how to participate in it, please reach out to me. You can email me at info@greaterharlemchamber.com. That's info@greaterharlemchamber.com. Or you can reach me at 212-862-7200. Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia. And again, at the end of this presentation, we will give to everyone information on how to contact persons, because we already now have about 120 persons on this call, and I thank you all for joining. We are going to also do on the 19th, I'm sorry, the 20th of August, a conference summit meeting on systemic racism and economic justice. This summit meeting will be done in the name and honor of Charles B. Rangel. We will have persons who have called to participate from around the region. We have persons who will be participating from Africa, from the Caribbean, and from Europe so far in the Systemic Racism and Economic Justice Summit. We are very pleased that NYC and company, along with Schomburg Center, along with City College of New York and Columbia University, as well as the Black Media Alliance, will be partnering with us on this. Our radio partners, of course, WBLS-FM and WLIB-AM. So as you can imagine, there will be a number of people, many hundreds, if not thousands, who want to participate in or listen to or see the Systemic Racism and Economic Justice Summit. That summit will be broadcast from Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture. So for more information, please let us know of your interest in participating, co-sponsoring, partnering with it. We're going to be wrapping these things up very, very soon, okay? Let me, if you don't mind, I'm asking the New York Road Runners, because I cannot see who's on the Zoom representing them, if the representative from New York Road Runners could jump in right now and give us an update on the Harlem 5K run. Is there a representative from the New York Road Runners who will take this on at this point?
Yes, Lloyd, it's Michael Caparasso. Michael Rogers and I are going to be very fast paced through this 5K, but thank you so much for having us. Loved hearing all of the impact we're going to be able to have to reach people.
Michael, I'm interrupting you by thanking you for being with us. Michael Caparasso is the president of New York Road Runners and has been our partner for years along with Michael Rogers. And we appreciate the partnership and thank you for your leadership.
Thank you, Lloyd. We're excited. And when I heard you talk earlier about all the people things are going to reach now virtually, this is going to be a cool aspect of this Harlem 5K virtual run. We're going to be announcing it officially in the coming days, and it will be opening next week. We think we can reach many people, not only in the city, around the country, but around the world, who are going to be really motivated to be a part of this. I'll hand off to Michael Rogers, who can give a little more details, but thank you guys, and we're excited to be running this virtual race with people all over the world.
Thank you, Michael, and good afternoon, everyone. This is Michael Rogers from New York Runners as well. We are excited to have this virtual 5K. We have had the Harlem 5K for many years. Many of you may know it as the Percy Sutton Harlem 5K. This year we are going to pivot, and the race is going to do a little bit of a rebranding, and it will be the virtual Harlem 5K, honoring Percy Sutton 100, and we are also going to be saluting Charles B. Rangel's 90th birthday. So both leaders will be part of the acknowledgement of this event, and we look forward to having people participate all over the world. The virtual event, for those who are not familiar with it, we do it in concert with our partner Strava. It is a free event. Everyone can participate in the 5K for free, walk or run wherever you are in the United States, across the city, in the country, or even the world. Our virtual events do have a global participation, so we're really excited about that. But we're even more excited to be able to draw attention to what Lloyd and the others were talking about at the top of the meeting with the Support Harlem Now fundraiser. To support the local businesses and the food distributions and so forth in Harlem. On the event page, we will be encouraging everyone who participates to make a donation to the Support Harlem Now initiative. So we are excited about this. We'll have both a local, national, and global participation. As Michael Caparasa said, we'll be announcing this in the coming days. It'll open next week. And per Marco's comments, it will take place from August 16 all the way through August 23rd. You can do it as many times as you want in that period to get your best time. As I said, whether it's walking or running, we're really excited to have everyone participate because it is a free opportunity. Thank you, Lloyd and Michael, and any questions, you can direct them through the chamber, and we're happy to get through and help people get online and get moving.
Michael, at the end of the meeting, we're going to let people know how to contact the Roadrunners directly with any questions or comments, okay? Thank you very much. Clayton Banks, Silicon Harlem CEO, Executive Board Member of Greater Harlem Chamber of Commerce, and my great friend, could you please give an update on the technology aspects, Clayton?
Thank you, Lloyd, and thank you all for being on the call. Certainly, if you want to use the chat, Michael and others that want to leave their URLs or way people to contact, feel free to put it in the chat. This year for Harlem Week, obviously, is a complete virtual event. And it works for us here in technology. We love this kind of stuff. So we are actually taking the Hackathon, which we do every year during Harlem Week. And if there's anything you want to invest in, you know, obviously overall Harlem Week is just tremendous. And the Hackathon, where we have middle schoolers and high schoolers come out, and this year on a virtual platform are going to come up with some solutions to problems that have hit us this year, but problems just in general that they are excited to try to fix. So we're very excited about that. We're going to be utilizing a platform where they can create their teams, come up with ideas, whether it's applications or website. We're also going to provide them with another level of coding. So we already teach code all the time, and so we're going to be teaching coding during the hackathon. And all of you will be able to see the presentations online. So the presentations will be actually showing what their ideas are, how they are going to deploy them, et cetera, et cetera. And we have judges that judge all of these different presentations, and they actually win a bunch of stuff. So it's an exciting time every year. And now this will be the very first time we do it in a virtual manner. So as Dion, sort of explained, that's sort of the way we're going to look at Harlem Week in general. We also do a bevy of other technology-driven events during Harlem Week. So we'll be working throughout Harlem Week for all ages, whether it's seniors and preschoolers, et cetera. So this is a great year to sponsor this type of activity, because if there's one industry that's thriving during the pandemic, it's technology. And our young people need to be creating that pathway into these fields. So this is a great moment in time for us to do all of that. Lloyd, if you want to go right into the job fair, let me know.
Well, let me mention for comments, questions, etc. Please go right in, put it in the chat. We will also give you contact information at the end of the meeting, but recognizing that there's so much information, you might want to just put a question specific to any presentation in the chat or comment and recommendations. We would appreciate it. We are going to do this year, we determined in January that we needed to do a jobs and career fair. Never more now is that going to be needed as the city reopens, the nation reopens, etc., appropriately over the next few months, recognizing that there are many jobs that will open up for the holiday season. It's funny to even talk about the holiday season at this time, but it's coming. And so we need to look at that. We're dealing with jobs and career in the health industry, the service industry, Broadway theater, technology, small businesses, and finance. So I just turned this over to Clayton and Irene Gandy. Irene, you were working particularly on the Broadway piece, so if you can give us a brief update on what's happening with the jobs and career in Broadway.
Yes, this is Irene Gandy, and I want to welcome everyone for coming back. My theater partners, we've always had a long-term relationship with Harlem Week, our theater partners. And so myself and I'm a Harlem Week board member, Donna Walker-Kuhn, when we were planning this event, this was before the pandemic or anything that happened. We were talking about jobs behind the scenes that are really lucrative and career-driven on Broadway. But in lieu of the recent events with Blacks on Broadway, outcry for more diversity, we are one step ahead of the game. So we're so excited to have pulled together, Donna and myself, a summit, Blacks and people of color behind the scenes, Broadway jobs, career, and opportunities webinar. And we'll have this panel, I think it's Tuesday, August 18th. And we've been able to create a panel, a group of panelists have stepped up in support of lending diversity and also jobs that you would not know that are on Broadway. For instance, my job, the APPAM, that's the Association Press Agents and Managers. My president will be one of the panelists because the jobs in theater like PR, house managing, those are the people that take care of the house. When you come in with the ushers, keep it clean. You have company managers who are like accountants. They handle the $20 and $30 million budgets. These are all jobs with benefits and union stuff. We also have been able to secure as a panelist Vice President of Real Estate, Julio Peterson, for the Schubert organizations, because without any real estate, there won't be any theaters. And also one job that is really amazing that people don't realize that's an integral part of our community are the scenes and the sets. And Neil Mazzola, who's founder of Hudson Scenic.
Irene, I'm going to, if you don't mind, I hate to do it, but I need to cut you at this point because they are going to give us information at the end how everyone can reach you.
Okay.
I want to make sure that we're moving aggressively. Clayton, other items you wanted to add about the career and job fair?
Well, the only thing I was going to add is we've been working with elected officials that are going to be helping us drive some of the agencies into the job fair, but also we're having tech companies show up at this job fair. So you're going to want to let it know of your constituents, the people that you work with, and any of you who are on this call who want to participate should definitely get involved. This is going to be the year of jobs and careers, and particularly around cybersecurity. Any sort of tech job right now is in high demand across the board. I was talking to Visa today, and they're looking for people. So there's going to be a lot of jobs available, and they're really good jobs. So I recommend everyone to be a part of this.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to move the agenda. Vosa Rivers and Marco Nobles, if you can give us a brief update on the Harlem Music Festival.
Well, again, the Harlem Music Festival is being presented in partnership with the West Harlem Development Corporation. And last year, we had a ton of music performances during our 114 plus events. This year, it's no different. Each day of the festival will be music infused. When we talk about our theme of movement of the people, I'm hoping that as you have listened to all of the opportunities that are being offered, that we move you to understand the importance of the various segments that we are presenting, the opportunities that exist. And for the music festival, we have been blessed with our partners participating with giving us archival footage. We also, over the years, have had artists perform, from John Legend to a Patti LaBelle to other artists that are some that are no longer with us, but gave memorable performances that we are going to capture and share with our audiences. So again, the music component, the Harlem Music Festival, lives well within the Harlem Week time frame.
Marco, anything you wish to add?
No, I just for everybody to understand, obviously Harlem is synonymous with culture and music, and we talk about the Harlem Music Festival, you'll have an opportunity to really reach so many eyeballs, as many of us know, when we have these activities like this, as we've seen the world pivot and do more virtual activity, you see a lot more entertainment within the virtual activity that's going on. So whatever your message is, entertainment is something that can fit within it. So you might want to look at, maybe as the Harlem Music Festival is presenting one of the artist talks, you might want to look at how do you sponsor that? How do you sponsor one of the performances? How do you sponsor maybe a full day or a segment of performances during Harlem Day or a Great Day in Harlem? So you might want to look at how you take advantage of the entertainment aspect to share your message, because a lot of the entertainment also means star power, means additional eyeballs coming to the website, and then again, being able to see what's in front of them, and you would want to be in front of them at that point.
Thank you, Marco. I'm going to move the agenda. We are focused on 4 Centennial Salutes during Harlem Week. As many of you know, it's the 100th anniversary of the Harlem Renaissance. So we are going to be promoting the Harlem Renaissance initiatives over the 100 years through various formats that we have: social media, through our TV partners, our print partners, etc. You also are aware that it's the 100th anniversary of the Negro Baseball League. So we're going to be focused on the contributions of the Negro Baseball League, with a special focus on that which took place in Harlem. The old Polo Grounds was the main home of the Negro Baseball League in New York. It is also the 100th anniversary of the birth of the Honorable Percy Sutton, the founder of WBLS, WLIB, the one who reopened the Apollo Theater, and the former chairman of the Greater Harlem Chamber of Commerce. You were informed by the Roadrunners that we will be saluting him. But in addition, we're going to have a business conference in honor of Percy Sutton dealing with banking, finance, MWBE initiatives. And we are also going to be focused on women's suffrage movement. Voting is, of course, critical for this year in terms of registration and participation. And 100 years ago, the women's suffrage movement stood up and got historic recognition, so we're going to honor them also. And moving on with the Harlem Week Summer Internships and Scholarships, what we're going to do is remind you, a number of you have contacted us about sponsoring interns and for the summer. It's needed more than ever because jobs are not there. We have the interns working with us virtually and actually working with us. So the more assistance we can get on that. And then of course the scholarships, that is always a hallmark of Harlem Week. We ask all sponsors to provide at least one scholarship. Some of you have provided up to 10, and we need all the scholarships now more than ever. So please put that in your system as you're talking about sponsorship of Harlem Week. I'm moving the agenda. I'm going to ask next Vicki Schneps, President and Publisher of Schneps Media, to share some thinking with us. Then I'm going to have Ms. Schneps, followed by Marion Phillips, Senior Vice President, Empire State Development, and then Dr. Vincent Boudreau, President of the City College of New York. Vicki Schneps.
Hi, thank you, Lloyd. You take my breath away with the thoughts of how you recreated and reinvented this powerful time. And I love the concept of the world came to you, and now you are going to the world.
Thank you.
I think our media company, many of you may not be totally familiar, has grown over the years. I started with one newspaper, but we happen to own 74 now, and we reach over 1 million people in print every week. And we have over 7 million people that view our websites. So I don't know if we could put up that map. Do we have it? I know I sent Clayton some stuff that you could look at the map, that we can be able to show you how we can help you reach the world. We both have a daily newspaper called AM New York Metro, but we also have Metro Philadelphia. So when we talked about being able to reach you, Lloyd, and be able to have you reach beyond New York City, we certainly do reach that wonderful region, but we also do bring you Philadelphia. And everything we do for you will be the total package of all we offer. You know, we're very excited about being able to help you turn this virtual event into a worldwide event. And I think, you know, we have ourselves, we run about 50 events a year, and we're turning them into virtual. So I know that we're people of action, and therefore being of action, we find ways to reinvent ourselves. And I think being able to help you spread the word is my goal, because I know that you need the media to be able to reach all our communities. And as you can see, we're also proud owners of Caribbean Life, Family Magazines. We're delighted to have Gay City News and reach all the, actually, I can't, sometimes I lose count myself, of 33 weekly newspapers around New York City, Westchester, and Long Island. So, you know, this is an opportunity for us to really spread the word, hopefully also raise money for you, because the cause is so online with what's needed right now of what you're doing to help people. And there's nothing better than people of our community helping each other. And you do it magnificently, Lloyd. And I just want to compliment you and your team to pull this off today. And we look forward to working with you to be able to have that kind of presence you need in our region. And I have Ed Abrams here, who's my publisher of AM New York. Ed, is there something you'd like to add?
Again, I'd just like to add that my name is Ed Abrams, publisher of AM New York Metro. And we were acquired in January of this year by Schnepp's Media, and along with Metro Philadelphia. And again, we're just very proud to partner with the Harlem Chamber and Harlem Week. And we look forward to promoting and partnering with you and making this the best year ever.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ed and Vicki. Thank you for your friendship and partnership. We look forward to doing great things with you. And we have also agreed that we will utilize you for the regional participation in Philadelphia. Thank you so much. I'm moving to Marion Phillips, Senior Vice President, Empire State Development. Marion, are you with us and ready to comment? Can one of the managers let us know if Marion Phillips is with us? If not, I will jump to Dr. Vincent Boudreau. Is Marion with us at this point?
I don't see him.
Okay, so let us, if you don't mind, go to the president of the City College of New York, Dr. Vincent Boudreau.
Thank you, Lloyd. You know, so many of the ways that we have in the past and will like to continue in the future partner with Harlem Week involve the use of City College space. We have the 5K run through the campus. We've been really happy last year to host the Hackathon and the final event of the Harlem Music Festival. Of course, all of this is online this year. And so while we won't be as robustly using the space of the college, I want everybody to know that we anticipate this being a permanent contribution that the college makes to Harlem Week. We appreciate bringing the festivities to campus and to be perfectly honest, using the attention that Harlem Week draws into the city to shine a light on some of the things we're proud of at Harlem Week. We're very excited about the job fair. That was a new element of Harlem Week that was added to it, and expect to play a strong role in that as well. And as you mentioned with the Charles B. Rangel symposium on systemic racism and economic disparity, we expect that some of our content experts will be playing a role in that as well. So in the interest of moving the agenda and keeping things tight, that's my brief report for now.
I should say, Dr. Boudreau, you have made a number of friends today, including my son, Ade Williams, and Marco Nobles, by the Marvel comic backdrop that you have behind your head. These are Marvel comic nuts. And so now they've always liked you a hell of a lot. They like you even more now because of Marvel. Let me then move on so that we are timely. Marco, you were going to give an update on our media partners before we go to Sunshine Sachs.
Yeah, and I'll make it brief. I mean, there are a number of media partners that we are pleased to have. Some of them you've already heard from Vicki Schnepp's. You'll hear from a number of others after me in a bit. But I do know on this call we have Fox 5, we have Amsterdam News, and Lloyd mentioned the Media Alliance, which includes Carib News and New York Beacon, Soul City TV, one of our newer partners that joined us last year and will be back this year. One of our newest partners, HarlemAmerica.com, led by G. Keith Alexander. has joined us this year, and we look forward to working with them, as well as Source Magazine, Jones Magazine, Uptown Magazine, Positive Community Magazine, and a host of others. So there are multiple ways that the message gets out to the world about Harlem Week in general, but particularly this year, as we are going virtual, we're able to tell everybody how they can see Harlem Week and participate in Harlem Week this year. And I should mention a special thanks to the Mayor's Office of Media and Entertainment, who is working with us in reference to making sure we help get the word out through the various digital media around the city, and particularly around the world, penetrating communities of color to let them know to come to HarlemWeek.com to enjoy Harlem Week virtually from August 16th to the 23rd. So again, thanks to Mayor's Office of Media and Entertainment, and thanks to all of our media partners for being there with us.
Thank you, Marco, and we're going to hear as we close out with our partner updates. So we're closing out with the AURN, American Urban Radio Network, and they'll let us know how they will be penetrating the entire nation with Harlem Week. We turn to our marketing and public relations partners, Sunshine Sachs, for them to give to us an update. So I turn it to Sunshine Sachs and allow them now to take advantage of the opportunity to share.
Thank you, Lloyd, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm Gabrielle Lee, Vice President of Sunshine Sachs. And so just wanted to quickly share our media relations strategy. I know that we have some new folks on the call this week around sponsorship. So next slide, please. So since 2016, Sunshine Sachs, we've had the privilege of working with the Greater Harlem Chamber of Commerce to publicize and to amplify Harlem Week. Over the past 4 years, we've garnered more than 1.9 billion media impressions. That's nearly 700 media placements highlighting the arts, entertainment, culinary, and business innovations that's unique to Harlem. And as most may know, over the past couple of years, the different iterations of Harlem Week over the past few years, that's been the Harlem Havana Music and Cultural Festival, the Harlem Jazz and Music Festival, all the different Harlem Week activations. We've been a part of that, and we're really excited about moving into this virtual space. Since the pandemic, our firm has had the privilege of working on a lot of major virtual events. So we feel really good about the coverage and the interest that we can continue to draw for Harlem. Next slide, please. And just over the years, this is just a snapshot of a lot of the media highlights that we have. And, you know, we have the New York Times, the Amsterdam News. We've been able to garner coverage with our partners, such as the Amsterdam News and the Daily News, New York One. And so the great thing about it is that a lot of these outlets are already asking, what are we doing for Harlem Week? What are the events? So what we'll be doing next week, we'll be putting out an announcement that will provide the calendar of events and highlights of what will be happening during the Harlem Week period. And these are a lot of the outlets that we will be highlighting. And then of course, you know, in our outreach efforts, we will be mentioning our sponsors. Next slide, please. So, you know, as I mentioned, now more than ever, it is so imperative to uplift Harlem Week's mission, and that's to embrace, inform, educate, and to give hope to Harlem. And so what our traditional media outreach efforts include, but they're certainly not limited. We'll be developing the press announcements around programming, celebrity participation, and sponsors, garnering a steady drumbeat of coverage. And as you've heard on the call today, everything from our work in the virtual, for the first time ever, the 5K will be virtual, and the reach of that, to the anti-racism, social justice summit, to business development, to the hackathon. We have a lot of different events that we'll be highlighting and getting media coverage around. And as always, we'll be working alongside the Harlem Week media partners, and I have a few of those listed here on this slide to continue to amplify community voices and the work of the Chamber, as well as sponsorship participation. And as you know, Harlem and such rich legacy, this isn't a media outreach effort that is strictly to New York City. As you saw on the slide before, you know, we will be definitely reaching out to regional and national publications for exposure for this event. And last but not least, along with traditional PR.
Listen, it says that the poet, yes, that only has to do.
And along with the traditional PR and media relations, we will be distributing content across social media platforms so the work can be amplified to a larger audience. So we're really looking forward to working with the Chamber this year again, as well as all of our sponsors for an incredible Harlem Week experience.
Thank you, Gabrielle. And we just so much appreciate the partnership with you and Ken Sunshine and Melissa and the rest of the team. So let's then move the agenda. And again, we're going to give you information at the end of this meeting, how to reach Sunshine Sachs, etc. I'm going to go to NYC and Company and ask Kelly Curtin to give us an update on that which NYC and Company is doing. And then we'll follow that with an update from Skip Dillard, Program Director for WBLS-FM, WLIB, and Hot and 97. Is Kelly Curtin prepared to give us an update?
Yes, hi Lloyd, thank you so much. We had a great call. Fred Dixon, our CEO, and myself and Lloyd had a good call yesterday. We're thrilled to be, again, partnering and promoting Harlem Week. And we have already put out information to our entire database about Harlem Week and linking to some of the great opportunities. And we're going to do a dedicated email about that as well.
What's the size of your database?
Probably about 6,000, but they're businesses in the New York area that are heavily engaged with us.
Thank you.
And this is really, again, targeted towards sponsorship and Support Harlem Now, GoFundMe, and those great initiatives, the food bank, et cetera. Lloyd, we are committed to upholding our usual commitment to the scholarship this year, and want to help get involved and support the job fair, of course, and all of the virtual programming. So I would love to get this PowerPoint after this call today. That would be great if I could get that to our editorial team.
Thank you, Kelly. You know how much I appreciate you and the partnership with NYC and Company. And we will also provide information for everyone in terms of how to reach NYC and Company, and anything that you wish to receive from today's presentation, you can get it. And we will also have a recording on all of the presentations made today that you can ask us for, and we'll be proud to give it to you. Let me give a little breathing time to Skip Dillard by going to Martha Sullivan, New York Daily News. Martha, if you would be kind enough to share with us what the New York Daily News is going to do, and then we'll bring in Skip Dillard, who is calling us from outside.
Yes, hi everyone. I'm Martha Sullivan, the Special Sections Manager at the Daily News, and I think also joining us today is Bianca Ouedraogo Ratzman, who many of you know from previous years, and hopefully Jared McAllister, who is our the editor of the special section that we'll be doing this year. I'm trying to share my screen, and there we go. So the Daily News is thrilled and delighted to be partnering once again with Harlem Week in creation of our Harlem Week 2020 editorial special section that will be online and in the Daily News on Sunday, August 23rd. Why the Daily News? The New York Daily News prides itself on quality journalism with an editorial mission to passionately cover New York City and national issues that's well reported, elicits emotional and intellectual engagement, and results in action. What makes the Daily News character so great is that we celebrate the good as vigorously as we criticize the bad and the ugly. The Daily News is committed to a wide range of critical quality of life issues, including housing, education, healthcare, jobs, crime, gun control, civil rights, immigration, and safety. We believe in a New York City and a nation where we celebrate diversity, inclusion, and a voice for the people who need one. And that's why we are the perfect partner for Harlem Week. Our reach is still very strong. Our Sunday print readership is over 1.3 million in the New York DMA, which of course includes large parts of Connecticut and New Jersey. We're on over 11,000 newsstands. We have the #1 print readership among parents with children under 18, African Americans, and Hispanics, and we're #1 in print readership among adults 35 through 50. Digitally, we are seeing about 28 million monthly unique visitors, 95.8 million monthly page views, and our online demographic skews a bit younger, so between our print and our digital, we cover just about everyone in the New York area. So this year we are bringing back, once again, our Daily News special section, and as an official publication of Harlem Week, the Daily News offers unique print and digital advertising opportunities with our historic commemorative special section edited by Daily News superstar and Harlem Week veteran and all-around amazing person, Jared McAllister. So far, our list of topics that we'll be including is the disproportionate impact of COVID-19 on communities of color, Black Lives Matter, human rights, and civic movements. Of course, those 2020 centennials of the anniversary of the Honorable Percy Sutton's birth, the Negro Peaceful League Harlem Renaissance, and women's suffrage movement. And of course, we'll be covering the Harlem Week events and virtual coverage. And so in print, the Harlem Week special section will be in papers August 23rd on Sunday. We'll be offering premium positions, and the ad deadline will be Friday, August 14th, with ad copy due on the 17th. And every ad that is placed allows for more space of excellent quality edit. I'm sure most of you have seen previous issues of our Harlem Week special, but here's just a scroll through of last year's beautiful section that really highlights Harlem Week, Harlem, and Harlem history in the most positive and celebratory way. And this year, of course, being this unprecedented in so many ways, it will be an instant commemorative keepsake that people will want to keep around, and that will, of course, extend any advertising reach. Online, the print section replica will be housed in our e-newspaper for at least a month. It will also be on our Daily News special sections page archive for at least 1 year. And all of the articles will be published online at nydailynews.com. We're offering custom digital packages, including full section sponsorships, e-newspaper sponsorships, and run-of-site digital display targeted by context, location, and demographic data with high impact capabilities. Sponsorships will have preference, and then when there isn't a sponsorship in place, article adjacencies will be welcome. And most excitingly this year, our net proceeds from the section will go to support Harlem Now, the Harlem Chamber Relief Fund. And as you're all, I don't need to tell you about it, you all know the great work that they do. And so every ad that is placed in the Daily News special section will have the threefold benefit of sharing marketing messages with our massive audience. It will allow for more of this excellent edit that celebrates Harlem and Harlem history, and will directly go to support Harlem Now. Finally, we'll make sure that you all get our sales flyer and ask you to distribute it to anyone who you think might be interested in advertising in Harlem Week. And I would like you to direct any sales inquiries to Bianca Udrago-Ratzman. Bianca, if you're here, do you have anything to add?
No, you pretty much summed it all up beautifully. You know, of course, I've worked with many of you.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but we're going to run out of time very, very quickly. So, Bianca, how can people reach you?
I could put my number in the chat and people could reach me there. I'll put my number and email in the chat right now.
I miss you, Bianca. Great to see you. Okay. I'm just going to move. Thank you, Martha, for the great presentation. I'm going to go to Skip Dillard, Program Director for WBLS WLIB Hot 97, who is calling in. Skip, could you give us a brief update on what you guys are doing? Skip, we can't hear you. Okay.
Skip, please press *6 to unmute yourself on the phone.
To unmute. While we are working that out, I'd like to ask Zenaida Rodriguez from the MTA if she could give us an update on the great work she's doing.
Okay, good afternoon. Thank you, Lloyd. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Great. Okay, so so the MTA, once again, for the past 18 years, has been a part of the Harlem festivities. However, I have to say that this year I'm going to miss all the dancing in the streets and all the Harlemites that enjoy the festival as it is. But however, the MTA is going to continue to participate in several areas. Metro North is going to create a webpage specific for the Harlem Week festivities and connect it to our social media page. We are actually creating a very inspirational Harlem Week commemorative poster in respect to everything that has been going on these past few months. And we are going to be joining a virtual job fair once we figure out what the virtual job fair entails. We will be able to include some of our other staff. I do have on the Zoom right now, I did want to acknowledge that Donna Haynes from Metro North is on there. David Sang, Nadira, and Georgianos, who have been aggressively trying to engage most of our employees to be a part of Harlem Week this year. So, you know, we're finalizing right about this point. We do plan on advertising the 5K run, which is an excellent idea for those of us that have been quarantined for the past few months. I think it's magnificent. So, Lloyd, without there are no other questions. We will be in touch to finalize. Yes.
Thank you, Zenaida. Much appreciate your leadership. I believe Skip Dillard is unmuted at this time. Skip, if you are prepared to give us an update on WBLS, WLIB, and Hot 97, it is your turn. I keep hearing that he is unmuted, but we cannot hear him. And hopefully he'll be able to work that out. But in the interest of time, I'm moving to the next person. I was hoping we would have a tag team with WBLS, WLIB, and Hot 97, along with American Urban Radio Network, but Skip is still trying to get into us. So Andy Anderson, American Urban Radio Network, would you share some of your thoughts with us, please? Andy Anderson. Yeah, you need to press 6 to unmute. I know you're there somewhere.
Hi, it's Adrienne Gaines. Can you hear me?
Yes, Adrienne Gaines is speaking for American Urban Radio Network. Please go ahead, Adrienne.
Surely. This is very exciting, and we, once again, will be partnering with you and promoting the activities via our radio network and the many affiliates we have around the country. As you know, we reach over 25 million people weekly. So we will continue to do that with you this year and help with any type of production that you might need for the radio commercial or other spots. So we're prepared to work with you. Thank you.
Thank you. How many radio stations do you have approximately that you program to?
Over 500.
Okay, so again, nationally, American Urban Radio Network is partnering with us, and as it relates to registration for 5K or any of the conferences or anything that we're doing, the American Urban Radio Network is our partner and hope that you will be reaching out to them. I'm going to ask if Rosa Rivers can give us an update on our cultural partners.
Our cultural partners this year include the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater, the Lincoln Center Theater of the Performing Arts, the Apollo Theater, the Dance Theater of Harlem, the New Jersey Performing Arts Center.
You are drifting off. You need to project more.
I'm sorry. The Apollo Theater, the New Jersey Performing Arts Center, and the benefit of having the uptown and the downtown major arts organizations participating this year is just another gift and validation on the importance of Harlem Week. So there are going to be premieres there. There are going to be special salutes. It was mentioned earlier from Wynton Marsalis, and also more tie-ins to the Broadway theater and what they're doing also.
Rosa mentioned about the world premiere that Lincoln Center has asked to be done during Harlem Week, please.
There is the poetry of Langston Hughes, and his poem is The Black Clown, and Lincoln Center is going to premiere the first of, I think, 6 episodes of that during Harlem Week. So again, it's a wonderful, wonderful gift and a wonderful opportunity to be able to have a musical presentation by Lincoln Center around Harlemite Langston Hughes.
Thank you, Rosa. Irene Gandy, and you need to give us on our Broadway theater that we have not yet heard. Please share with us now.
Hello?
You're on.
Oh, hello?
Yes.
Okay. Well, this year we once again return to our longtime partnership with Charlie Flakeman, the Senior Vice President and Director of Marketing for the Schubert Organization, who, in addition to supporting Harlem Now, the Support Harlem Now efforts, they are sharing the much coveted database and sending out newsletters of what's happening, all of the events that we were doing to their 475,000 base subscribers, which include Telecharge and also Broadway Inbound. And this is the first time, from my knowledge, being on Broadway, that this list has been shared. But, so this is a really important recognition for Harlem Week and Greater Chamber of Harlem Commerce. So I suggest any of our sponsors and opportunities, other partnership opportunities, the first email blast, they will be sending out email blasts weekly. The first one will be July 28th, August 4th, August 11th, and August 18th, straight through our Harlem Week events. And they will be highlighting what we're sponsoring and our partnership and what we're excited about now. And that's what I have to say. And Broadway is coming back full force 2021. So thank you very much.
I should also mention that that list of 450,000 is nationwide. As you guys know, the Schubert organization is the largest owner of theaters across the nation, from Midwest to the West Coast, and they're going to engage all of them into what we're doing with Harlem Week, to be a part of the Support Harlem Now, to deal with the 5K run and many other things that are happening. So let me then go to Patricia Ricketts on sponsorship opportunities, and Dion Livingston, and then I'd like to close out in 5 minutes. Patricia.
Good afternoon. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you.
Go ahead, Patricia. Something happened with Patricia's system. And then Vosa or Dion, you have to pick up on sponsorship opportunities. Can you go to that point? Or let me just jump in. With sponsorship opportunities, you have in front of you the information I kept referencing that will allow you to know who you can speak to, who you can reach on anything happening. We're looking for partners on individual events and activities. We're looking for sponsors and co-sponsors on things such as the summits, or such as the 5K run, or such as the music festival, technology, senior citizens, children's, youth programs, etc. So you should reach out to us, and of course we'll reach out to you to talk about what the sponsorship, partnership opportunities are. We're going to be closing this out very quickly because, of course, time is tight. Most of you have already reached out to us to let us know what you would like to sponsor or co-sponsor or partner with. So we're asking you between now and the end of this week, if you have not reached us, to reach us directly and let us know about your areas of interest, so we can best complement your goals and objectives. We know there are many of you who want to convey messages that deals with the movements of the moment, whether it is Black Lives Matter or social movements, etc. We know you want to thank people, your companies and supporters for what they've done, and we know that many of you have to sell products and goods and services, which is what Harlem Week and the Chamber wishes you to do. So please jump into this right now and let us know where you are, and we want to invite you to sponsor, co-sponsor, or partner with Harlem Week. Marco, I'm going to ask you to move forward. Dion Livingston, if you're still with us, is there anything else you wish me to speak about, or you wish to reference with sponsorship opportunities? Or
yeah. Hey, Lloyd, the only thing I wanted to say was the uniqueness of this being a virtual event allows for overall sponsorship of all 8 days, and then it allows for daily sponsorship of each day. And inside that overall sponsorship or daily sponsorship, we can integrate your content, whether it's presenting a webinar, whether it's presenting a 5-minute feature before something happens, whether it's doing something that's interactive that drives home your product, good, or service. The beauty of the virtual event is we can include you throughout the event, on a day of the event, or we can integrate you into the event. So all of those options are there for sponsorship on multiple levels throughout the event.
Thank you. Patricia, have you joined back, or do you wish to add anything If so, please let us hear your voice now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, to project a little more.
Yeah, I just want to tell everyone really what has already been said, that this is really an exciting opportunity, and we really look forward to you taking full advantage of it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Patricia. Marco, on virtual exhibitors, you and what do people need to hear from you?
Well, I think Dion actually mentioned a little earlier that there, in this virtual space, there is an opportunity to be a part of the virtual exhibitor village that will really closely simulate being able to really shake hands and touch people. So we invite you to reach out to us so that we can walk you through it. Our executive producer, Robert Allen, is on the call with us, and he is someone who will be able to walk through with you. We can all do it together so you can see what it looks like as you begin to create what that virtual experience will be. And we look forward to being able to craft something really special for you to be able to actually touch people virtually.
Thank you, Marco. Now I'm going to try one last time to hear from Skip Dillard. I've been texted to say he's on the phone or whatever. Skip Dillard, if you can give us an update on BLS, LIB, etc., are you prepared to do so?
Yes, I am.
You're going to have to project more, Skip.
Speak louder, Skip. Hey, yep, I got you. Can you hear me now, okay?
Better.
All right. So we are in our third generation of Support Harlem Now COVID public service announcement updates. They air throughout the day on WBLS and WLIB. We are also in the process of providing as much historic content from Harlem Week as we have in our archives that will be used digitally. And we also, of course, are offering on-air opportunities as we promote and drive people into virtual Harlem Week. So very excited about this year. You know, I love being one-on-one with everybody, but I think this is going to be an incredible experience. And our stations are ready and waiting to start, you know, really getting the word out about, you know, it's going to be an amazing year for us, despite what we're dealing with.
Thank you, Skip. I've been texted by a number of our sponsors to remind all new sponsors or existing sponsors who have not gotten their membership into the Greater Harlem Chamber of Commerce that prerequisite to being a sponsor is that you are a member of the chamber. That allows you to take advantage of so many things that you've heard today in terms of marketing, promoting, introducing you, and that you realize that your partnership with us is not just during Harlem Week, that we are available to work with you as we do with most of you year-round. So the issue of your membership is important, particularly during these times. So you can reach out to us. And again, the information is on our screen in terms of how you reach out to us. You can always call our number at 212-862-7200, 212-862-7200, and get information on membership if you do not have it at this point. You can also, again, and we're closing out, go to our chat box with any questions or comments. You can email us, Winston, give them your email so if they want to reach us, they can do.
The email you can use is info@harlemdiscover.com, and I'll receive all information on and questions that you may have.
info@harlemdiscover.com. Reach us. Listen, those of you who know me know that I always get a little thrown when we don't end on time, but we've had some challenges today, so we're about 9 minutes out of where I would like us to be. I thank you all for staying with us. I see there's still about 100 participants that have remained with us throughout. We have gone up to 123, and I'm very pleased that you stayed. Hopefully you benefited greatly. We need your participation, we need your support, and we need to reach out to our communities. It is known that Harlem is the central community for communities of color in the world, and certainly in America and the New York region. So take advantage of Harlem Week, join with us. We truly appreciate your time and invite you to reach out to us to ask any questions that you might have. I thank you so much for your participation for this call. It's the last one that we're going to do. That's why we wanted to give you all of this information. Reach us to find out the specifics that you wish. We'd love to have you involved and look forward to seeing you virtually during Harlem Week 2020 as we deal with the movement of the people. Thank you so much for everything. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day.